Hi everyone, hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the Pixie Dust Design channel. For today's card project we are doing a treat bag for police officers, and so I'm using the new Careers Uniform Gift Bag add-on. It has all the fun things. And just depending, like in my town the police do not wear a tie, but if you're in your town they do, it's there. Or if you're making this for the fire department, sometimes the chief of the fire department wears a tie. Or if you just want to do a really cute, like look at here, you can do the suspenders with a bow tie. And here they did the Air Force. And then here's the police. In the town where I live, the police wear a light blue, kind of an aqua blue shirt for their uniform. So, but many, many options. And then I'm using gift bag A and gift bag B. So this is not new, but this add-on works so beautifully with these two gift bags that it's hard not to use them together. And so let's get into the video. So I cut out all the parts I needed. So there was the shirt part, the collar, the pockets and the cuffs on the pocket, and then the buttons. So it wasn't a lot. And then the placard where the buttons go. So I cut those out of Park Lane light blue cardstock, and then I used Catherine Pooler's Oh Boy and did a little ink blending around everything just to get a little more depth and dimension. And I did it on the pockets and the pocket flaps and the collar, but I didn't make you watch it because you've all seen me ink blend before. And now I wanted the collar to lay a certain way, and it wasn't quite doing it, so I just cut it in half and then rounded the edges a little bit so that I could spread the collar apart just a bit. Not a whole much. I mean, it was probably only 1/8 of an inch apart, but I wanted the button to be there. I wanted to be able to see the button there. So did that, glued it down. And now I'm going to come in and add, at first I thought I was going to add big buttons, but then I went with little ones. And the great thing about the dies on this set is all the buttons cut out at once. So you're not running a die back and forth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I use 7 buttons. It's just all done in one cut, which is wonderful. So just getting them lined up, it's just amazing how quickly this went. I think I made 2 gift bags. It took me like 30 minutes to do the first one, and then after that I made 2 more in 15 minutes. It's just so fast. Quick and easy, and then after that it went even faster. And then I glued the flaps onto the pockets, and then where their badge name and name tag would go, I put those labels onto the flaps as well. And now I'm creating the belt. And so the belt, the die cuts out the belt, and then there's a separate die that cuts out the 4 belt loops at the same time. And then the 2 kind of mailbox front looking pieces, those are just to add on to the belt so it looks kind of like utility belt, like a Batman utility belt. But just, some of the things they have to carry. Just a nice little detail to add. So I'm adding the belt loops right now. The belt buckle I cut out. There's several different kinds of belt buckles, which is great so that you can match to your uniform. And then I did use a lot of gold. So the black cardstock was just scraps of black. I don't know. And then the blue for the shirt was, I said Park Lane light blue. And then the navy blue for the bag is Concorder 9th Midnight blue. And then for the sunglasses, I used Tonic Studios gold mirror card. And I also used Tonic Studios glossy black mirror card. So I cut it out of the black, and then I'm trimming just the lenses out of the sunglasses, and I will glue those onto the gold sunglasses so they look like sunglasses instead of just all solid black or all solid gold, although the gold did look kind of cool. So gluing the lenses onto the gold sunglasses. And I like how the shirt, you can get as detailed on the shirt as you want. Or you can leave it, like I left it clean. I really did model it after my city's uniform, police uniform. But then there's plenty of space for a sentiment on the shirt. So I'm gluing the pockets onto the shirt, making sure those are straight. It is. It does just go so fast. And then here's the badge, and a little bit later you'll see me glue a star into the middle of the badge. So the sunglasses had dried. I'm going to glue those to the shirt like they've got um, one of the arms on the sunglasses hanging in the pocket. What I really looked for, and I don't have, is a die with a small pen, because I was going to cut a little slit in one of the pockets and put a pen in there, but I don't have that. I suppose I could have cut one and made it myself. And then adding the little star onto the badge. And then the other thing I needed to do once I had that little star on was to get my sentiment onto the shirt front. So I went digging through all my sentiments, and I found one through Simon Says Stamp. It's an old one from CZ, and it's from the Notes of Love. Nope, not that one. It's called Simple Sentiments. Simon Says Stamp, CZ, Simple Sentiments #1. So it was just a thank you, and I had to do stamp surgery. I had to cut them apart so that they were on top of each other, but that was no big deal. So now time to make the bag. So you just score on all the fold lines, and the only thing that is even remotely tricky, if you can even call that, is to get the little side folds in on so that it folds over like a bag. So you just push both of those in and then fold them together, and that's all you have to do. It took me a second, and maybe it's just me. I had to look at it a second to figure out what to do to make it work right. But after that, it was perfect. And so I used double-sided tape, 1/4 inch thick, 1/4 inch wide, completely flat. There's no thickness. 1/4 inch wide tape on each of the flaps, and the flaps line up real easily. So first you want to glue the shirt that you've made onto the gift bag and give that a second to adhere. Those blues look so good together. Just loving that. And then you want to go ahead and peel off the double-sided tape and then just line up. And it lines up so easily. You just had to get over it a little bit just to make sure I was lining up correctly. And then again, you want to line it up just like that. And then I'll take my bone folder to make sure that the tape was pushed down. You fold in the flaps on the bottom, and you fold it in on the top, and you got a gift bag. So to add a little something to this, I decided I was going to make a Navy uniform just because my dad was in the Navy. And so the die that makes the bag, it's gift bag A. That die set, I just cut out the middle that makes the shirt part. And then the flaps that are on there, you can fold those out and make it look like a blazer. Well, I just cut them off so I could make it look like the sides of the Navy uniform that have the stripes on. And I only made 2 stripes because I was just throwing this together just to show what else it can do. But the Navy uniform actually has 3 stripes on the front on each side. So that was my error. So I cut out some stripes. I'm gluing them on. You know, and you could just use those flaps as a pattern, and you could make them wider. Just trace around them, make them wider. Make it easier to get those stripes on. So getting those glued down, and then I'll do some trimming. And then glue these down, and then the ties were actually the necktie that comes with the set. And I just cut 2 out, trimmed it down, used the knot as the knot in the middle of the tie, and that is how I made the uniform. So getting those in there, cleaning up my cutting just a little bit. And then I just needed a navy back on there. Okay, I just threw this together. The navy formal uniform actually has 3 stripes. I just put 2 on just to kind of show you how you can modify these dies to make other things. So there is that. But the star of the show, this one matches what the police uniforms look like in my town. So I'm really happy with that. And we do, where I work, we do send gifts to police and fire, and that every summer. I know they get a lot during the holidays, so we send in the summer. So it's a cute little gift bag. Can put personal stuff. You can do some hand sanitizer, chapstick. You can put a gift card in there. You can put little candies in there, gum, whatever you want to put in. And so just quick review. We use this amazing Careers Uniform gift bag add-on. So the gift bags are gift bag A and B. And gift bag A makes the suit portion, or you can cut out 2 gift bag B's, but then you don't get the flap. It's just like a brown, it would just be like this. There would be no flap, it would just be open. So just kind of what you want to do. And then the details. So I mean, you've got the collar, which is right here, but you've got the collar for an airline. And I feel like if you take this collar and cut it out like this and then flip it over and trim it a little bit, it can be that little tie that the women's uniforms have. So I feel like that's amazing. All the buttons at once. You've got suspenders. This is, I think it's called a placard, I'm not quite sure, for all the buttons. Different tabs. Here's the badge. And then here, you know how there's the patches. Some people have patches on front, some have them on their shoulders. You can make a patch if you wanted to. A couple different kinds of pockets. This is for the belt. And different kinds of, like the shoulder amulets, I think they're called. You could do a bow tie with the suspenders. I mean, it's just so detailed. Or for pilots, when they have that blue amulet on the shoulder and then it has the gold bars on it. That's the gold bar part. So many different things. I can see also for like fire department, because they, in my town, the inspectors and the higher ups wear the white shirts with the blue tabs on the pockets and then the red fire badge. So you could create that as well, whatever works best for what you're doing. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.